Welcome to Tales from the Strip, where the glitz of Las Vegas hides chilling secrets. Join us as we explore spine-tingling horror stories and unsettling true crime tales that lurk beneath the neon lights. Subscribe now and prepare for a journey into the dark side of Sin City, where every story has a haunting twist. Let's dive into the darkness together.
Shadows beneath the Strip. Las Vegas is a city of lights, laughter, and luxury, where dreams are made and fortunes lost. But beneath the glimmering facade lies a dark underbelly, a network of tunnels that stretch beneath the bustling Strip, home to the city's forgotten souls, the homeless. As night fell over Las Vegas, the dazzling lights flickered like stars in a black sky, drawing the crowds above to the casinos and shows. Few knew, or cared to know, about the hidden world beneath their feet. It was in this subterranean maze that Evan, a young journalist, found himself on a mission to uncover the truth. Evan had heard the rumors. The homeless tunnels were said to be haunted, filled with whispers of despair and echoes of the past. Intrigued by the stories, he decided to explore them, armed only with a flashlight and a notepad. Just a story, he reminded himself as he approached a nondescript manhole near a casino. With a deep breath, he lifted the cover and descended into the darkness below. The air grew cold and stale as Evan navigated the damp tunnels, the sound of dripping water reverberating around him. He shone his flashlight on the graffiti-covered walls, remnants of lives once lived, each tag telling a story of heartache and survival. "Welcome to the underworld," he muttered, his voice echoing through the empty passageways. As he ventured deeper, he noticed makeshift camps, old blankets, discarded bottles, and the faint scent of decay hung in the air. Suddenly, he heard a rustling sound behind him. Heart racing, he turned the beam of his flashlight, illuminating a figure crouched in the shadows. It was a woman, her eyes wide and fearful. "Don't come any closer!" she shouted, clutching a rusted pipe as if it were a weapon. "Hey, I'm just a journalist," Evan replied, trying to calm her. "I want to understand." "Understand?" she scoffed. "You don't want to understand. You want a story." After a tense moment, the woman reluctantly lowered the pipe, allowing Evan to sit beside her. Her name was Lila, and she had been living in the tunnels for over a year. As they talked, she shared haunting tales of life below the Strip, stories of people who had vanished, swallowed by the darkness, and never returned. "There are things down here," Lila whispered, her voice trembling. "Things that watch, things that take." Evan's curiosity piqued. "What do you mean?" "People come down here for shelter, but not everyone makes it back up. There are whispers, like a call. Once you hear it, you can't resist." Just then, the air shifted, growing heavier. The tunnel felt alive, as if it were breathing. Evan glanced at Lila, whose eyes darted toward the darkness. "I think we should go," he said, unease creeping into his voice. But before they could leave, a low hum echoed through the tunnel, resonating in Evan's chest. Lila froze, her expression shifting from fear to a strange calm. "It's happening," she murmured, almost entranced. "Lila, we need to go," Evan urged, but she didn't respond. The humming grew louder, wrapping around them like a shroud. "Can't you hear it?" she said, a distant look in her eyes. "It's beautiful." Blood on the Strip, the Las Vegas Strip Club murders. Las Vegas is known for its vibrant nightlife, glimmering lights, and the thrill of chance. But beneath the glamorous surface lies a darker side, one that bleeds into the shadows of the Strip. It was in one such shadow that a series of murders sent shockwaves through the city, forever marking the infamous reputation of the strip clubs that lined Las Vegas Boulevard. The neon lights of the Sapphire Gentlemen's Club flickered, casting an enticing glow that drew in tourists and locals alike. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of perfume, smoke, and desperation. Laughter mixed with the pulsating beat of music, creating an intoxicating atmosphere. Among the crowd was Danny, a regular at the club, known for his penchant for high-stakes gambling and a taste for danger. Danny had a knack for attracting trouble, but he couldn't resist the allure of the strip club scene. It was a world where he felt alive. Surrounded by beautiful women, the thrill of money being thrown around, and the promise of adventure. Little did he know that this particular night would change everything. As the night wore on, Danny found himself drawn to a dancer named Crystal. She was new to the club, with a radiant smile and an energy that captivated him. They talked, flirted, and Danny soon found himself in a private room, the rest of the world fading away. But their moment of bliss was abruptly shattered when a commotion erupted outside. Shouts echoed through the club as patrons rushed to the exit. Confused, Danny and Crystal emerged to see chaos unfolding. An argument had escalated into violence, and gunshots rang out. In the chaos, Crystal was struck. Danny's heart dropped as he watched her collapse, blood pooling on the floor. Paramedics arrived, but it was too late. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. The police were called, and the strip became a crime scene, the vibrant lights now tainted by tragedy. The news of Crystal's murder spread like wildfire. The media painted a sensational picture of the strip, dubbing it Sin City's bloodbath. Patrons were scared, and the club's management struggled to keep their doors open as fear gripped the nightlife. But the violence didn't end there. Over the next few weeks, 2 more dancers were found dead, both murdered in similar fashion, their bodies discovered in dark alleyways near the clubs. Each time, the police were stumped. The murders seemed connected, but no leads emerged. Danny, haunted by Crystal's death, felt a pull to find the truth. He began to dig deeper, interviewing dancers, bouncers, and even regulars at the clubs. He discovered whispers of a dangerous figure lurking in the shadows, someone who preyed on the vulnerable. As Danny ventured further into the underbelly of Las Vegas, he found himself entangled with the dancers' lives. Many were struggling to make ends meet, trapped in a world of exploitation. They spoke of a man known only as the broker, a shadowy figure who controlled the clubs, managing everything from finances to protection. Determined to expose the truth, Danny visited the local precinct, where he met Detective Sarah Lopez, a seasoned officer with a reputation for taking on tough cases. Together, they began piecing together the evidence, connecting the dots that led back to the broker. "Whoever this guy is, he's playing a dangerous game," Sarah said, reviewing the case files. "These girls are scared to talk. They need protection." As they worked together, a bond formed between Danny and Sarah. They were united by their desire for justice, but the dangers of the investigation loomed large. After weeks of digging, Danny received an anonymous tip about the broker's next move. He was set to meet a dancer in a secluded area behind one of the clubs. Armed with this knowledge, Danny and Sarah devised a plan. Under the cover of darkness, they positioned themselves near the rendezvous point. They could see the flickering lights of the club in the distance as tension filled the air. Suddenly, a figure appeared, a tall man in a black suit, exuding an air of menace. As he approached the dancer, Danny and Sarah moved in, revealing themselves just as the broker's true identity was unveiled. His name was Mark Delaney, a former mob enforcer who had orchestrated a reign of terror over the dancers, manipulating their lives for his gain. "Step away from her, Delaney!" Danny shouted, adrenaline coursing through his veins. Delaney turned, his eyes narrowing. "You don't know who you're messing with," he sneered. Before they could react, he pulled a weapon, aiming it at Danny. In a flash, Sarah tackled Delaney, and the two struggled for control of the gun. The shot fired, echoing through the alley as the dancer screamed, but Sarah held her ground, finally disarming him.
Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey through tales from the Strip. If you enjoyed these spine-tingling stories of horror and true crime, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a tale from the shadows. Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for more stories that reveal the darker side of Sin City.